welcome back to another fun episode of STEAM Kids with the Washington County Public Library. This week we're going to learn, play, and explore together on the topic of mosaics. And once we know about the history and all about mosaics, we'll create a mosaic suncatcher of our own. So, what is a mosaic? Mosaics are a special kind of art where little pieces of stone, ceramic, glass, or other items are arranged together. They can create a really cool picture, like this one, or they can just create fun patterns and be bright and colorful. The pieces that make up the mosaic are set in a mortar or a thick material that holds it all together, and this is often cement. So those of you with a keen eye may think, isn't a mosaic just like a stained glass window? And you're not wrong. Stained glass windows are little pieces of colored glass that are attached together to make a picture or a pattern. And the main difference is that mosaics are on floors and walls and ceilings that you can't see through them. And a stained glass window is meant to let light in like a regular window, but they're also held together with metal rather than a mortar material. But really, they are super similar types of art that can be used in two different ways. Now, mosaics have been around for a really long time. The oldest mosaic we know of is from around 2000 BCE in Turkey. This is not like the mosaics we see today, where the surface is flat and smooth. This one has raised stones that make a pattern of triangles. Then we jump ahead in time to Roman times. The middle mosaic is from around 350 CE, and food was a really popular theme for mosaics during this time. And again, mosaics boomed in popularity in the Middle Ages, with many of them being super ornate depictions in churches all around Europe. Another really unique and fun style of mosaics came about in the early 1900s in Barcelona, Spain. The artist Antoni Gaudí created fun and colorful mosaics all over the city, including the salamander seen here. This style has a huge influence on modern mosaics that you can find in stores today. And while mosaics have a really long history, mosaics are still going even today. Pictured here is a super cool mosaic as part of the New York City subway system. And this one is at the subway stop for the Museum of Natural History. I remember seeing this mosaic and other ones when I went to New York to see the museum, and it's so beautiful. You can see all of the teeny tiny pieces and tiles that make up the jaguar. And we even have a really cool mosaic right near us. At Founders Park in downtown Johnson City, there is a mosaic human sundial that was installed a few years ago. You can stand on the square that corresponds with the month that we're in right now, and your shadow can tell what time it is. This super cool piece of interactive art is created by Tom Schulz and Daniel DeWitt, two local artists. I encourage you to take a trip to Founders Park and check out this really cool mosaic piece. So, now that we know a little bit about mosaics and their history and what makes them so cool, let's make a mosaic, or kind of a stained glass window, of our own. All right, so included in your kit is going to be an informational handout, which will have instructions on how to complete this craft, as well as a link to the video you're watching now, and a page about all the cool things that the library offers, as well as a reading list if you'd like to read more about mosaics and different types of art. Also included are all the materials you need in order to create this cool suncatcher mosaic / stained glass project. So you will have 2 pieces of clear contact paper. You will also have a piece of string that you'll use to be able to hang this on a window afterwards, and you'll have a baggie with assorted shapes and sizes and colors of tissue paper. You can use whatever shapes and sizes are already in here, or you can cut them or rip them to be whatever shape and size you want if you want to create a specific image or a pattern. So to create this project, you are going to take one of your squares of contact paper. Now there's a sticky side and a non-sticky side. So you will peel away part of this. And you are left with just the contact paper, just the clear stuff. And if you have a flat, hard tabletop surface to work on, it should just lay down flat and kind of stick with some static to the table. So this is your working surface in order to create your mosaic. Now you can cut, tear, or use the already pre-torn or pre-cut pieces of tissue in here to create a cool pattern by sticking them to the contact paper. So I went ahead and tore up my pieces of tissue paper and laid them down to make a sort of flower motif, which I think will be very fun. So in order to complete our sun catcher mosaic, so since my flower does not come all the way up to the top here, I'm going to cut my film a little bit shorter. There we go. Cut just a little bit shorter. And now I can attach my string by laying it over some of the sticky portion. And we're gonna sandwich it with the other piece of contact paper. All right, so it can also be kind of hard to see where the contact paper is since it's clear. So it might be useful to do this on a dark table surface if you have one available. And you wanna line up your edges at the top where the string is coming out. And very carefully start smoothing it out. You may end up with a wrinkle in there, but that's totally fine. Your mosaic or sun catcher will end up still looking super nice. All right, yeah, mine's got a little bit of a wrinkle, but that is totally cool. I'm just gonna try and smooth it out as best I can and make sure it's nice and sealed up here at the top so that I can hang it from my string. Now, using a pair of scissors, which are not included in your kit, I am going to cut around my flower, making sure not to cut up at the top where my strings are. And you don't want to cut into any of your tissue paper because then the pieces may come apart. All right, and there I have my mosaic flower sun catcher. So now I can hang this up. I don't have a window in my office here, but I can hang it up with a thumbtack here on top of Pete the cat, or I can hang this up in the children's area of the library here, and it'll shine through and make it really pretty when the sunlight comes through. So I hope that you have enjoyed this project, and I cannot wait to see what you have created for your Suncatcher mosaics. Thank you all so much for joining us today for STEAM Kids. I hope you've had a great time learning and crafting together. Bye, see you next time.